Hello again, loyal royal watchers. Pour another cup of Earl Grey and settle somewhere comfortable, because the story you just heard about Princess Anne's upcoming 75th birthday is only the top layer of a richly patterned tapestry. Behind that single line, "No fuss, thank you very much," lies half a century of quiet grit, military-grade discipline, and a personal philosophy that places service so far above self-celebration it might as well be orbiting in a different stratosphere. Tonight we are going to stretch that tapestry out corner to corner, examine every colored thread, and appreciate how the Princess Royal's refusal of birthday fireworks is, ironically, the loudest statement any Windsor has made in years. A milestone the princess never ordered. When courtiers first raised the idea of a platinum-rimmed gala at Buckingham or Windsor, live orchestra, gilded invitations, televised tributes, Anne's reaction was pure, unfiltered Anne. Eyebrows arched, shoulders squared, one eyebrow flick that said, "Have you lot nothing better to do?" Then came the line her staff now quote like scripture, "Round numbers, not halfway marks." Translation: save the ticker tape for 80 or 90. Right now Britain's charities need sensible shoes on pavements, not stiletto heels on red carpets. Behind that quip sits a lifetime's training in never letting ego outrun purpose. She learned it from her father, Prince Philip, who famously told aides, "If I'm still breathing, I'm still working." She learned it from the Queen, who found joy in planting a tree rather than posing beside it. And, perhaps most sharply, she learned it from the horses who schooled her through eventing crashes. Focus on the next fence, not the applause you missed while clearing the last. The Charity Forum, why it matters more than cake. In place of chandeliers and canapes, Anne will convene a one-day Ideas Summit across 3 panel rooms at St. James's Palace. No press pens, no influencer selfies, just 60 top executives from her 400-plus patronages. Each will present one knotty problem they can't yet solve: rising fuel bills gutting a hospice budget, digital safety nets for neurodiverse teens, drought-resistant crop trials in Commonwealth smallholdings. Anne's private office has already home-workshopped answers with consultants pro bono. The forum will match those solutions with live pledges, then produce a follow-up index 6 months later showing which ideas actually rooted. That's the secret to her brand of philanthropy: metrics, not ribbons. A former equerry explains it best: give Her Royal Highness a bar chart, not a bouquet, she'll light up. When the pandemic yanked many charities to the brink, it was Anne who insisted on twice-weekly Zoom clinics. She quizzed CFOs on reserve ratios, urged them to ditch legacy direct mail spend for cloud-based CRM, and did it all from a pine kitchen table at Gatcom, hair pulled into that unmistakably practical bun. The coin that outshines any tiara. Yes, the Royal Mint's decision to strike a commemorative £5 piece is historic. No living non-regnant Windsor has been so honoured. But peer closer at its subtler symbolism. The portrait, John Swannell's lens translated into engraving, shows Anne not in coronet or military uniform, but in her favourite field jacket collar popped, just a fraction, against chilly Gloucestershire wind. The background is left deliberately blank, directing light onto the furrow of concentration between her brows. That tiny crease she gets when tallying a schedule most 20-somethings would beg to split in half. Flip the coin and you'll find her personal motto: non sibi sed cunctis, not for self, but for all, encircling a spray of thistles and English oak. It was her idea, Mint insiders say, to emboss saplings rather than full-grown trees. A quiet reminder that every engagement she undertakes should plant something that outlives the photo op. The phone call that wasn't. Family dynamics backstage. Observers noted an intriguing absence in the swirl of birthday planning leaks. No statement, leaked or otherwise, from King Charles pressing his sister to change her mind. Palace courtiers reveal why he didn't even try. Charles, battling his own health schedule, recognizes in Anne the same adamant streak that once had them racing Shetland ponies at Balmoral till dark. He sent one handwritten note instead: Do it your way. Proud of you. A sibling compliment so rare it reportedly made her laugh out loud, then tucked the card beside a framed photo of them as toddlers on tricycles. William and Catherine offered to host a private lunch in August, and accepted on the single condition that no speeches be made, and above all, no fancy cake effigy of herself astride a horse. Zara and Peter plan to gift her an encrypted podcast subscription, so she can download equine veterinary lectures while driving solo to engagements, a present as showy and purposeful as their mother prefers. The work rate that shames the column inches. Those 474 engagements she clocked last year. They span leather-smelling agricultural fairs at dawn to midnight logistics briefings for Save the Children's Ukrainian field teams. She reads every prep file herself, eyes badger sharp, red biro at the ready, then shreds the briefings afterwards, because palaces are big, but storage costs money. When aides proposed cutting travel by 10%, she instead bought a hybrid Land Rover and doubled the mileage. Critics call it performative, her charities call it lifeblood. RNLI fundraisers still tell the story of an turning up after weather-cut ferry service. She hired a local creel boat, arrived soaked to the elbows, gave the speech, then spent the next hour handing out soup mugs, because the volunteers hadn't eaten. Nobody photographed the moment, she wouldn't allow it. An unspoken competition, Philip's ghost in the hallway. Insiders acknowledge another motive beneath the stoic veneer, Anne is chasing her father's record. Philip's final engagement tally rests at 22,219. Anne's personal logbook, kept in tiny fountain pen numerals back to 1969, puts her within 1,300 of overtaking him by age 80 if she maintains current cadence. She has never voiced the goal, but staff notice how her gaze lingers on that framed photo of Philip in naval blues above her desk, the corner once nicked by a stray polo mallet. What happens at 80, 85, 90? Anne's stubborn mantra, zeros, not fives, suggests the palace will try again in 2030. Courtiers joke they've penciled a provisional dinner at Holyrood Palace, but nobody has dared to send the save the date. She might spend that birthday visiting a livestock auction in Orkney instead. By 90, assuming her father's genes and her mother's stamina, she could still be chairing maritime safety conferences in immaculate navy tailoring. Ask her if she'll slow then, and she quotes a sailor's proverb Philip loved, "When you spot the harbor lights, trim your sails, don't drop them." Why this matters beyond cake and coins. In an era when the public sometimes suspects every royal engagement is choreographed for clicks, Anne's anti-celebration is a counter-narrative, relentless duty, minimal spectacle, results overreach. It resets the bar not by raising it higher, but by hammering it deeper into bedrock. Already younger working royals are watching. It's no accident that Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, ramped up low-profile visits to women's prisons this year. No cameras, just policy talk. Or that William insisted on meeting undercover rough sleepers at 6 a.m. without press. Anne's example resonates. Heroism lives in the gaps between headlines. So, will the public respect a partyless milestone? Look at the coin pre-orders. Silver proofs sold out in 43 minutes, and you have your answer. Britons may enjoy pomp, but they reward authenticity more. When the 15th of August dawn breaks over Gatcombe Park, you won't see helicopter flypasts. You might see Anne talking a stubborn fence hinge, before driving herself to a rescue horse fundraiser in Wiltshire. If a volunteer there dares sing happy birthday, she'll smile politely, hand them an extra raffle ticket, and move briskly to the next stall. Anne in the quiet afterwards, late, lamplit stable aisle, horses rustling hay. You might catch her rubbing a chestnut's forehead, whispering the same words she's repeated for 50-plus work-filled years. Job to do. Get on with it. Perhaps that is celebration enough. If that spirit inspires you, let us know below. What do you think? Does Anne's no-fuss doctrine elevate royal service, or should milestones receive more sparkle? Whichever view you hold, one thing is clear: when history writes Princess Anne's chapter, the brightest fireworks will not be pyrotechnics, but the thousands of quiet lives altered by her relentless, unphotographed graft.